And we're rolling. Right, okay. First of all, welcome back to my channel, SP Videos. If you're not already subscribed, please do hit the subscribe button. As of recording right now, I think there's around 218 of you subscribed, and 90% of the viewers watching this video aren't subscribed. So help your boy out, hit subscribe, and we'll get into the video of my likes and dislikes about the M140i after owning it for 3 months, or we'll call it 5,000 miles. Now, first of all, before I say anything pro or con about this video, I just want to say I do not regret buying this car one bit. I love it to bits. If it was the last thing in the world I could buy, I would buy it. I love it to bits. I don't know where I was going with that one, but basically I don't regret buying the car. So it's about midday. We're on a lovely little 60 road like I was in the previous videos. If you haven't watched the videos previously, go check them out. I do loads of POV videos, and yeah, so obviously the first pro is I love this car. I love how it looks. If you want to see how it looks, I could post a picture of it on the screen right now. Here you go. Hopefully hopefully I edited that in and it looks good. But yeah, I love how it looks, and I love the fact that it's rear wheel drive. Like, it's a hot hatch slash hyper hatch. I'll get into why I'm calling it a hyper hatch later. Move out the way, pigeons. But yeah, I'll get into why I call it a hyper hatch later. However, because it's rear wheel drive, and compare this to all the other hatchback, hot hatches, whatever you want to call them, like the Golf R, S3, what else? Can't think. I'm off the top of my head. I'm trying to think. Cupra, you know, all the 300 plus or very close to 300 brake horsepower hatchback cars. They're all either four-wheel drive or front-wheel drive. This one stands out because it's rear-wheel drive, and in the UK they only make the rear-wheel drive. Something to do with not enough people want an X-drive. Like that's an X1, that's an X-drive right there. However, in the 1 Series, you don't need it. I think it's more fun that it's rear-wheel drive only. Peep the song, it's called Pros and Cons. It's some Russian contemporary jazz music. It sounds alright, but yeah, I love that it's rear wheel drive, and especially during the fact down to the fact that we're in 2021 and EU emissions, everything like that. I want to get this 3 litre, not twin, single turbo, 3 litre turbo. I want to experience what it's like to have all that power under my right foot, and I'm so glad I've done it. I could have waited and spent my money on something a little bit more, I don't know, how safe, if you want to call it, like a house, but I'm 22 years old, I've got my whole life to pay bills. I want to enjoy it now while I can. So yeah, another thing I love is the acceleration on this car. So we're on a 50 road right now. I'm going to drop it down to 30, and I'll stick it into Sports Plus. Wait till these goes past. In manual mode now. Obviously this is an automatic, so if you was in manual version you'd be alright. So we're doing 30, and I'm going to see how long it takes me from second gear to get to 50. Go. And there we go, 50. Well, a little bit more, but we're in Mexico now, so it's 50. But yeah, the acceleration on this thing is rapid. Now it's a bit of a damp day, so all that power going to the rear wheel drives, you're not going to get great traction. But on a very warm day, a comfortable day, this thing will just fucking, it'll whop, you know, go. So we'll take that back out of dangerous mode. Another thing I like about this car is it's a bit of a sleeper. Now, for you watching this, you'll probably think, what do you mean it's a sleeper? It's an M140, it's a weapon. But I'm saying to the untrained eye, this looks like a normal 1 Series. You know how you've got the 116D, the 118D. They're all, even the 120, the 125, they do like 10 different versions of the 1 Series. And I just think, to the untrained eye, you don't know what's what. So even I had no idea about these cars until, police there. I had no idea about these cars until about 3 months ago when I actually bought one. Hopefully we don't get pulled by that police officer. But yeah, I get thrown off. That's the thing I don't like about police. You're supposed to feel safe around them, and yet it just throws me off all the time. But maybe that's because I'm a young driver and a bit biased towards it. But yeah, apologies about that. You don't get the a bit ideal. You don't really get the unwanted attention from the police or from other people because it's a bit of a sleeper. Now, when you're in comfort mode, it's quiet. It's only loud until you're in Sports Plus, which is a bit of a con for me because I want it to be loud in sports. However, sometimes I want the traction on, like on a rainy day. I just want it to be a bit loud when I gun it. Now, I'm not obviously sending it doing 100 miles an hour. I just mean like getting up to the speed limit. I want it to be like it is with the valves open in Sports Plus. But a simple exhaust mod that could change that. So it's again, all the cons are very minor, so take them with a pinch of salt. These are just opinions for me. One con for me might be a pro for you, and vice versa. So everything I'm saying, just take it as my opinion. Don't take this to heart. If I'm offending you, you know, if I am offending you, get out of here. You know, I don't need that. But yeah, it's not a flashy, oh look at me, blah blah blah, like, but it'll still go like a flashy blah 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 car, you know what I mean? Red light. God, we love these red lights. Perfect for me to read my transcript. Yeah. Now onto the cons. There are a few minor cons. Now, they are very, very minor cons. One thing is that because this isn't a proper M car, such as an M2, M3, M4, blah blah blah, M525, you get the gist. It's an M Light. It's not fitted from factory with a limited slip diff, so it's fitted with an open diff, which basically means when one tyre has grip, it will send 100% of the power to that tyre. So you're going around the corner, and you're going around the corner right, so round a roundabout right, the left side will, or sorry, the right side will have the grip, whereas the left one won't. So 100% of the power goes to there, which ends up leaving you a little bit twitchy in the back end, which can be a shit yourself moment. And in the wet, that's only amplified. Whereas when you've got a limited slip, like from factory in the M cars, you've got both wheels working together as one, so it's very predictable and more controlled, if you will. So it basically, how much you want the back end to go at is based on how much you put your foot down on the accelerator. Like, I haven't even used this handbrake because you don't need it to send the back end out. So that's another good thing. You don't need to destroy a handbrake to do handbrake turns. You can just use the power because it's got guns and guns of it. We're gonna go down this road here. Well, this guy was right on my arse. Shot him. Right, so we're on 70. Acceleration. Boom, just like that. So I got criticised for lane hogging the other day, so I'm gonna go back into the left lane and then back into the right. That's why I stay in the right lane, because I'm overtaking most things. But yeah, keep the people happy. Now, downsides, like I say, there aren't many. One major thing that I dislike about this car, as you can see, it's a low down car. It's the ride height, I'm not sure on the exact height, but I'm 6 foot tall and it comes up to about just below my chest. So I'd say it's about from standstill 4 foot high, something like that. So you are very low down, and driving at night means that all the headlights are from the other cars come straight into your eyes and they blind you, even if they've got them dipped or whatever. It's just unbearable sometimes that you can't actually see. So driving at night, I hate driving this thing at night. I'll still go out in it at night. It's not undrivable, but it's annoying. It's annoying to me that it's that you get blinded. Now, obviously, you could change that by just sitting up, but I don't want to sit up. This is a comfortable position for me. There's people crossing the road now. Let's see what else we got. I've said it earlier, it's only noisy in Sports Plus. Now, I would rev it right now, but these old people would think I'm being an arse, but I'm not going to do that. So, when you're in Sports Plus, you just change the buttons down here. So, Sport, red, green light. So, you just change the buttons to switch between modes. It's quite fluent on how quickly it changes. But it's only loud in Sports Plus, which means the traction is off. So, if it's wet, you can't have it in loud mode, as I'm calling it, on this stock exhaust. Which is a tiny bit annoying, but again, just get a res delete or something like that, or change it in the BM3 settings with an OBD, or that. It's changeable. It's not, oh, this Fiat 500 is wanting some. Oh, sorry. Do you know what I'm driving? Probably didn't like that I overtook and then went back in the lane. That's why I stay in the right hand lane, but whatever, off you pop, see you later. Another thing is it's twitchy. Like I said earlier, it's twitchy even in a straight line sometimes, because for some reason, even though it's a front engine and rear wheel drive, so the 50-50 weight distribution is like almost bang on, so it is balanced. However, for some reason the back end, I don't know whether it's the tyre width, because they're not, they could be wider, like on the M cars, or the proper M cars, as people love to say, oh, it's not, it's an M light or whatever. Get back in your hatchback, I don't care. I love this car. This car is perfect for me. In my situation right now, I love it. No regrets, like I say. One minor thing as well is the Idrive system. Now this doesn't, you can get Apple CarPlay fitted retrofit, or I don't know if you can buy it with from stock, but obviously this is a second-hand car. I'm not at a point where I could buy this car brand new, because when this car came out I was 19, so imagine trying to insure this at 19 when I've only been driving for a year. So yeah, this is a second-hand car. I think like 2 owners, so it's very, very low mileage. Rambling on again, king of rambling. Great for YouTube watch time, but yeah, it's to do with, oh, I forgot about it again. It's gone, my head's gone. My head is flooded. Ideal. These road signs are just perfect. Heated seats, love that. Although heated seats I think are a bit of a novelty. You'll put them on when it's cold, it's like, oh yeah, and then you get warm and then it's just annoying. It's just hot. So if for me, giving advice, if you want heated seats and you've never had them before, I'd say try them, but I think they're just a bit of a gimmick, to be honest, because once you're warm enough, or just wear a coat or whatever, you'll be fine. It is quite hot in here. Sorry, the iDrive, yeah, the iDrive. When I'm connecting my phone, sometimes when you know, when you just want to get in and go, it takes a little bit, there's a bit of a delay between fitting the phone to there. Like you'll click a song on there and you have to like click my iPhone or whatever your iPhone's called, and then it will start playing, and like it's just a bit of a faff. You have to just faff about or stuff like that. So when I want to put my Russian contemporary jazz music on and I'm in a rush and I need to chill, that's when it's a bit annoying. So I think in the future I might get Apple CarPlay retrofitted so that it is literally just like click a button, Apple CarPlay, Spotify, boom, drive. Now that's a very third world problem. I know, sound like a privileged whatever you want to call me, privileged whatever, but yeah, I'm giving my personal opinion on what I would change about this car, and if anything, it's just the minor things that annoy me. Is that the whole car in general, bang on, love it to bits, hasn't let me down yet, and kiss the lucky duck, it won't let me down. I'm gonna look after this thing because I have to, because most of my money is invested in this, so we've got to make it work. Come on. Right, I think that's pretty much it about all I can think of. Some other features that I do really like is, because this has got the ZF8, it's an automatic. Right now you can drive with one hand, you can talk, blah blah blah, and you can also switch it up if you want to, switch it into manual, feel like a race driver with the flappy paddles. You've also got the sequential up and down, so which is what I find a bit weird. You want to go up a gear, as in from 4 to 5, you have to go down, and then you want to drop a gear, you have to go up. So I went from 8th to 7, but instead of dropping a gear like you would drop it, you go up like that, 6. But yeah, that's probably because I'm left-handed and we're living in a right-hand world, you know. Again, nothing major. Right, I'm gonna get into this lane because smart car's bombing it. Come on. So yeah, it's just there's nothing major that put me off this car. Coming from my Corsa, this thing is a dream to drive, and it will be, because it's the Corsa was 2 grand. This was close to 25 grand. You obviously get what you pay for. BMW, they've been going for over 100 years. I'm not a complete expert on BMW, but I know that they're reliable. My granddad had a lot of them. Maybe that's why I like them. I love everything about them, that they stay rear wheel drive, and it's just great. Where should I go now? I think I'll come off here actually, because that's a 50 road and that is very boring because it's all straight, you know. What's it called? Let's head back towards, yeah. But yeah, the brakes, they're good. They're 4 discs, so 2 at the front, which are obviously where most of your braking happens, and then you've also got discs at the back, which is something that you don't get on a lot of cars unless they're performance cars. Oh, still in manual. That's something I forget about. Right, so if it ever gets stuck in manual, just knock it back into auto and then back out, so then it remembers and it knows what you're doing. So right now we're heading towards Asda. Maybe not Asda. All I do these days is go to the shops. That's all we can do, because Britain is still in lockdown. I guess I'm gonna have to. Let's head this way. Make a change. But yeah, like I say, I don't want to go to Asda. Who fills up at Asda? Not me. Oh, that's the thing. V-Power. Fuel. I always put V-Power in this car. Now, V-Power at the moment, don't know where it is you're watching this from, but if you're watching in the UK, which is where I am, Shell V-Power is like 99 octane or something like RON 5. I don't know much about fuel, but it's £1.38 per litre. Per litre, not per gallon like in America, per litre. So filling this up, it's a 45 litre tank. It costs around 60 quid, which is the bank. You need the bank. How ideal. Come on, whoever's looking out for me is throwing these out. The bank is what you need for this car if you're not making bank. But yeah, I'm rambling on. I just thought I'd go over what I love about this car, and I think I'll come out of POV mode in a minute. I'll find somewhere to park up, indicate. Come on, we don't want people moaning, Sam. I'll find somewhere to park up and I'll show you some of the features. So bear with me. We're gonna come out of POV once I find somewhere to go, and 3, 2, 1, boop. Okay, scratch that idea. There was nowhere to park up, but the reason I was gonna do that, well, scrap that anyway. So I forgot to say about hyper hatches, why I'm calling it a hyper hatch. Now, I'm saying it's a borderline hyper hatch. There's hot hatch, and then there's hyper hatch, which is like the difference between an Audi S3, which would be a hot hatch, and then an Audi RS3, which would be a hyper hatch. Now, a hyper hatch is what I compare to something like an M2 or an an M car or AMG, you know, that sort of thing. Now, this is borderline because it's sort of in the middle between, if you were comparing an Audi, it's somewhere between the middle of S3. It's like, what I would say is it's more powerful than an S3, but it's not comparable to an RS3. So, if you will, this is the middle ground between an M2 and, I don't know, but what I'm trying to say is it's a borderline hyper hatch. So, value for money, this is very good. Now, unfortunately, we do have someone going rather slow, so overtake. That'll do. Now, this is a 60 road, chill your beans. I'm not getting stuck behind doing 40. Right, anyway, please, for that action, hit like, hit subscribe, help grow the community. We want more people watching these videos, more people interacting. I love talking to you lot, replying to comments. I reply to every single one I can. And obviously, drop me a DM and follow me on Instagram, Sampol140. Very active on there. I post almost every day. In fact, I'm pretty sure I have posted every single day. I'm active on stories. I'm always open to a DM. So yeah, I think that's going to call this one. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. Please let me know what you think. Subscribe. Peace.